Okay, welcome everybody. Sorry for the slight delay here, and welcome to this special Halloween edition of my weekly Sunday live streams here. My name is Eben, and I have decided to dress up a little bit for the occasion. Not bragging or anything, but this is a bathrobe and some twine. Really pulled out all the stops for this creepy costume here. And today I'm going to be walking you through making a nice creepy horror painting here. Not sure exactly what I'm going to make, but I have some ideas. And if you have some ideas about what you want to see in this stream yourself, feel free to leave a comment and let me know. Hello, Vieira. Welcome. Got Vieira here on Facebook. Appreciating the Halloween hoodie. Yes, indeed. I feel like I kind of look like I have my headphones on under here, so it makes my head look huge, which is definitely the look I'm going for here. Yep, so I've gone ahead and closed all the blinds and the shades, trying to get it as dark as possible here. Put on some spooky music, courtesy of some great musicians on various stock music websites. You can check out their links in the description here. And hopefully my heart's not going to explode, because this music is going to get pretty intense, perhaps. And I've been drinking a lot of coffee, so here we go. I actually had an idea for the basis of this piece here, and I was actually looking through some of these thumbnails. These are from a tutorial I did. Actually, you can find it on my website in the description below. This tutorial here, you can see how I created these thumbnails, and I actually ended up going with this piece up here, and you can see me develop that further in those tutorials, or in that tutorial there. But I actually remembered I did this one as well, and I kind of like the moodiness here, and sort of the perspective and everything, and the fog, and I love playing around with lost edges, so I might end up building off of that a little more. And again, if you have any ideas of what you want to see here, please feel free to drop a comment there. Yes, also I will be posting this painting up on the website as a print, assuming it turns out to be a good quality piece, which, you know, sometimes it doesn't, but we're assuming I finish it in this time, which is my goal. But you can check out the prints on the site as well right now. They are 25% off until the end of the day today for this Halloween sale I'm doing here. So check it out, and let me know what you think. And yeah, and hope to see you on the site. All right, so let's get going here. Vieira is asking, not quite sure, but is it your personal page stream? I'm not sure. Not sure what you mean there, but maybe maybe you can clarify a bit there as for the question. But I am streaming right now to YouTube and Facebook, and those materials I just mentioned can be found on my website. It's ebenschumacherart.com. You can check that out in the description here. All right, so I'm actually, let me see if I can pop this out. Maybe use this as a little reference, because I like where this one was going. bit. Cool. Let me just pop that over here. All these windows here. And let's sort of let's just jump in here with a sketch here. Using the textured pencil brush from the ESA brush pack, which you can also find on my website there. I've actually just made some modifications to this, so it's really, I think, a lot more responsive now. That'll be contained in the next update there. So let's see if we can reestablish this perspective here. Just kind of cueing in some general perspective lines and putting the excuse me, the horizon fairly low on the canvas because I want it to look like we're sort of looking up here. So I'm also going to create some a third set of perspective lines here, which will probably turn into trees later on. So we can really establish that that viewpoint. Hey there, Sam. Nice to see you here. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good one. All right. So we got some kind of imposing figure over here. Haven't actually tested out all of this music quite yet, so we're gonna see. we're gonna see what happens here. So while I'm going through here, I'm just going to want to bear in mind that we're looking up from underneath. So, and I think, you know, in the thumbnail I pulled up there that I did for the tutorial, it was a bit more defiant, like this character is sort of ready for action, and I don't really, I want to tweak that impression a little bit. I want to kind of create the impression that this character is sort of small and a little bit scared, which will factor into their posture here, and sort of on the defensive and sort of uncertain about how to proceed here. And I actually kind of liked what I did before, where I had them occupying a large part of the frame. To really reinforce this perspective. And put a bit more emphasis on the viewer as an active participant here. Got their legs crouched here, ready for action. maybe put them closer to the bottom. Let's keep our perspective consistent here. I'm not too worried about how clean all these lines are at the moment. Just sort of trying to get a general impression. Want their shoulders to be tense. Whole body kind of is ready for action here. Can communicate a lot just with posture. We don't even have to be seeing their face necessarily. Maybe they will have a weapon here, but you know, we could also be a flashlight, something like that. Oops. Just gonna put this over on the side window here. Hey there, Jose. And June, welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. Thanks. Yes, I really pulled out all the stops for this one. As I mentioned earlier, I went as far as to dig up this bathrobe and tie some twine around the neck. It's my elaborate Halloween costume here. It's actually super hot underneath this thing, so I might end up taking it off at some point, but we'll see. Well, I'm loving the effect here. So yeah, I mean, like, so we have a choice to make. Obviously, with this character, we can give them a weapon, like I did earlier in this thumbnail, or you know, can make them a bit more vulnerable, and that's just a choice we'll have to make depending upon how we want the scene to be. Generally, if this is a horror painting, we don't, you know, we want them to appear sort of defenseless here. So I'm thinking, hey there, Chris, welcome. Glad to have you here, and to welcome to this this very unique stream here. Yeah, maybe this can be a flashlight or something, or if we're going in more of a medieval sort of fantasy setting, it could be a torch, perhaps. We'll see. We'll see how this develops and how we want to implement our lighting, because that will affect the lighting here. So, and then we have to think about, actually, yeah, I want to widen this up considerably, actually, really reinforce that effect, that wide angle we set up in the thumbnail there. It's kind of helped to reinforce the perspective. Of course, all of the lines we use to create the ground plane and the hills around here are all going to be vitally important in helping to reinforce the perspective. So I want to make these big sweeping lines that sort of converge and flatten quickly in the center here. We want to make this kind of claustrophobic too, which I think having these trees on the side will help with that as well. can almost be curved, you know, to just sort of help to reinforce our composition and the sort of fisheye effect we have here. Some crazy music going on here. Like I said, this is very untested, so we're not sure what kind of cinematic experience we have here. I know, I really like that thumbnail. In fact, I was, for the tutorial, I was very close to sticking with that one. But ended up going with the other one for that tutorial, which, you know, did work out really well. But I remember making a mental note of this, and that's kind of why I pulled it up here. I was kind of just like, I really want to explore this at some point, so here we are. This character with this sort of ambiguous tool here. Oh, I don't know why this ended up being at 30% opacity. Maybe that's why I'm having some trouble making these lines. I don't know when that happened, but here we are. It's much better. All right, let's. Where's this figure here? I love the posture I set up in that thumbnail there, so I'm gonna try to replicate that somehow. This giant, imposing creature here. And some other sort of eerie figures around the sides, maybe. Awesome. So that's probably all the detail and planning I need at this point. Can go into the oh, hey Shord, welcome. Oh yeah, what am I doing here? I'm gonna go into creating some values here really quickly. I'll break out my it's a good brush for this. Let's just bring out the textured brush here. Sort of start keying in some general values. I really want to replicate the sort of foggy atmosphere that I created up top there. Just put this below my sketch layer so I can remember where I put everything. I have a color palette in mind. I do. I'm thinking cool colors, overall pretty muted, except for maybe some key points where I can have some red or something a little more attention grabbing. Maybe there'll be some blood somewhere. That'd be fun. Probably have some warmer areas around the shadows and the character here, just so we can create a nice, I mean, relatively warmer, but overall this palette's going to be pretty cool and muted. That's generally a safe bet with these horror type paintings here. This music is really intense. Oh my god, I'm sweating over here. I'm gonna have to take this thing off. But you know what? It's actually, right now I'm definitely feeling the vibe. Feeling very tense. The coffee's really kicking in. Also wearing a long sleeve shirt under this, which is probably a poor choice. I don't know. I feel like everyone does that for Halloween. They have these grand ideas about their costume, like I obviously did here. And they get to the party and they realize they're just sweating their butts off. Yeah, I'm not too close to fainting at this point, but you know, hey, that'd be something. It'd probably get me some publicity. All right, these are looking pretty similar here. It's probably time to. I think we have this mapped out enough. We could just go over our sketch here, so we don't have to worry about all those lines. Actually, let's just make a new layer. And let's darken our character up, because they're right in the foreground. It can just be a silhouette right now. There's no need to get too crazy with it. Of course, I'm starting out in a way that I haven't been so much with these live streams, using this grayscale layer first, but this is actually how I would typically start a more in-depth, long-term sort of painting here, or something I would do for a commission or anything like that. It kind of looks like Chewbacca right now. That's cool though. He can be whatever we want him to be. And yeah, we can set up some more dark shadows back here. Want them all to follow these perspective lines for the most part. Getting a bit of the dramatic lighting here. Yeah, did you guys go out and do anything for Halloween or anything? any virtual dance parties or anything like that. It's kind of obviously a weird time to be doing that, but I actually went kayaking. That was my Halloween celebration. It was really nice. It was actually, I mean, it's a bit chilly here, probably a bit late to be doing that kind of thing, but yeah, I went out. It was a nice sunny day here, so I just went out onto the lake, paddled around for a bit, soaked up some of that that vitamin D before the dark times ensue. Nice. Looking pretty cool so far. I think this perspective is convincing enough. This guy's posture is a little stiff, but we'll get back to that later. Well, we just need him there as a placeholder for the time being. And we'll get all our trees and stuff in here. Actually, we don't want to draw too much attention over here, so we'll keep the contrast low. Whoops. And I liked there's some shadowy things going on in the darkness here. Over here. Let's just consider our light source. It'll probably be an overhead light source from the moon or something like that. Let's create some of our other imposing figures here. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, Wallet has some sweet tutorials of his own horror paintings here on YouTube. You should check them out at Wallet for Golly. I just watched one of them myself. It's very inspiring. He was talking a bit about not creating too much specificity or clarity for something like this. You know, keeping it kind of vague and loose so the viewer can sort of fill in some of the details with their imagination. It makes it much more creepy. I want this guy to be sort of silhouetted here as well. And that's going to kind of help us create that impression. We probably won't see a lot of the details here of his face or anything like that. And same with all these other little creepy dudes, whatever they are. It'll just be sort of impressions, and we're going to play with some lost and hard edges later on to help with that as well. And then we're going to want to have a lot of this low contrast, soft edges down here where the fog is presumably collecting here. I'm really liking this brush, actually. By the way, you can this is one of the brushes from the brush pack that I created on my you can check it out on my website, which is in the description there. Had a lot of awesome feedback about it so far, and it's just going to keep getting better. So once you download it for the first time, you get access to all future updates and additions and all of that. So I'm going to keep working on these and keep updating them, keep adding to it. So if you get it now, you're getting basically a lifetime of value there. The gift that keeps on giving. This is going to be a rock of some kind. Maybe we'll have another smaller rock right here. Hey there, Danny. Nice to see you. You have caught me just before I overheat and have to take this bathrobe off of my head. So consider yourself lucky here. All right, it's time. Oh, that's good enough. Good enough for now. Now I've got this Hobbit cloak look going on here. So I'm actually gonna take this off as well. Undo the twine and everything. It's getting toasty. All right. I think my heater's finally kicking in here as well. All right. I think we've got some good values going on here. I'm just looking at my navigator here, and I'm comparing these two, and I think there are going to be definitely some darker sections in this character here, but we can definitely explore that more later on. Nice. I think this is the composition is definitely working well too. We've got all our corners kind of sectioned off a little bit here. Nothing too interesting. There's a lot of nice flow here. In fact, I think maybe we can just sort of emphasize some of the perspective things that are happening here. It almost looks like there's a road sort of curving around like this. But it's all very, see, almost that's almost too wide vertically, because we're right, the camera is basically positioned right at ground level here. So we don't want to, in fact, this brush might be a bit too heavy-handed for this, but let's bring in our brush just for this purpose. Actually, I have a couple of them that will work well here. This rough comb has kind of a flat textured surface that can really help us here. Whoa, when did we turn to blue here? Oh yeah, there is some color variety on this brush, which is probably why that's happening. We'll just create some impressions. We can tighten all this up later on. Let's kick this music up a notch here. Can use this same brush to should probably turn it down before the next song comes on here. Oh yeah. Now we're getting into it. Awesome. I'm loving this. So let's in the interest of time, let's move on to our next phase. Let's just copy, paste all these layers, merge them together. Actually, let's include the background in that, just so we don't have any holes. And let's give it some color. Give it some blue in the midtones, a little cyan in the highlights, and for some contrast, we will bring up some warmer shadows in the yellow and the red. Push those midtones towards the blue a bit more. Awesome. Now we can start working in some color. Yeah, this is pretty sort of a different approach than I usually use in these streams, as I said. Usually I'll just start off with a lot of random texture and stuff, but this is a bit more planned, a bit more plotted out. Probably start, let's actually, maybe we can kick up that color balance a notch, bring in some more coolness to our highlights, and just bump up those warm shadows. This is a nice starting point here. Can probably darken the overall piece. What's next? I suppose we can just we start introducing some slight color variation. There's going to be some greens. Might be a bit too saturated for what we're doing here, actually. So we can tone that down a bit. This is actually definitely a challenge for me because I do love to make everything very colorful and saturated whenever I can, and so this is going to be a test for me to keep it a bit more muted, but you can still create color variety in even when you keep the colors muted. So That's what I'm gonna try to do here. Just sort of experimenting with some different things we can do with this color palette. As I said, so our light source is cool. We're just going to want to have our shadows a bit warmer. And in this case, probably won't even take them too far into the warmness of the reds and oranges. To warm up our shadow colors, we can just push them closer to a gray. That will probably be enough for our purposes today. Turn this brightness up a bit actually so I can see what I'm doing. So notice even though this is technically a pure gray, it is looking warmer against the cooler light source. This guy looks very hairy right now. Maybe he can just be a Wookiee. That'd be fun. I am starting to try to introduce some of that texture too right now, as you can see. I'm thinking the ground will be sort of wet because it's very foggy, and when things are foggy, everything tends to be wet. So I'm probably not going to blend out a lot of this texture, and I want to keep sort of a grittiness to it, and I want to think about creating reflective areas underneath underneath areas of purer light, and create reflective areas of shadow like I'm doing here underneath the areas of shadow. This is a great brush for creating some nice ground texture. Music. Oh man, it's great. Should play this during every stream. Not really though, because it's not very relaxing, which is the mood I'm usually trying to cultivate here. But it's Halloween, so, or yesterday was. Probably gonna tighten up these looks a bit here, just because I'll probably put this guy in a separate layer actually, because he's overlapping a lot of things. So let's just take a minute to cut him out. Don't have to be super exact about it right now, because we can always refine the shape later on. It's gonna be very loosely. You know what? Actually, I have trouble with the lasso tool. I prefer to use the polygonal one. When possible, just to keep things simple. So let's do that. Still don't know what this object in his hand is, but he's gonna be sort of a gummy man until we create more details here. All right, let's cut. Well, we can just copy and paste that. And then we can start doing stuff beneath that layer. There's a lot of sketchy texture and that kind of stuff going on here. So I'm probably going to just taking a moment to absorb this music here. I'm probably going to start using a mixer brush or something like that to smooth out some of that texture and create some contrast there. Maybe we'll put another tree right here, just to keep it nice and neat. Section off that that corner at the top, and that'll help to make this a bit more claustrophobic. When you say that the music is driving you away, does that mean it's it's bad? Or do you mean it's I don't know what that means. I found it on just some royalty-free stock music sites. Obviously, if it's making this experience unbearable, we can always turn it off. It's really helping me get in the mood, though. Some gnarled root things happening here. Oh, good, good. You're in a trance. Kick it up a notch. In that case. Yeah, man, these past couple streams just working with some ambient music like this has really helped me get in the mood. Oh, I feel like I'm in a Batman movie or something. That's probably a bit too intense. We'll see how this one plays out. The music is the unsung hero of this stream. Let's flip it. We haven't done that yet. Let's see how we're doing here. Almost looks a bit heavy on the left side here. Or a bit dark. It's probably just a bit too much contrast in this corner here, so we can dull that down. And then maybe we can fog some of this out. Have some little, I don't know, grassy things here. Let's give everything a bit of color variety. Sort of break up the monotony of the wet road. There's my next album title there. Nice. All right. Lots of texture happening here. This is probably a bit too dark. And I've forgotten I put that on a separate layer. So we can actually select that. Just lighten it up. I don't know. What do you guys think? What should he be holding? Should be like a knife or a sword or a flashlight or an umbrella, perhaps. Let's bring out our mixer brush. Where's it? There it is. The thick wet. Let's start creating some more loose edges here. This is a lot closer to your traditional oil paint. Put a little tree branch up there, maybe. This is probably a bit too bright here. We don't want it to look like it's daytime necessarily. Maybe we can just color balance this whole thing a little bit more towards a nighttime range. Maybe darken it as well. You too, buddy. And we can bring some of those highlights back. In the form of, various reflected surfaces. Sorry, this music is so intense. Not necessarily the vibe I'm going for. Let's skip. Oh, whoops, I'm painting on my character layer. Let's, we don't need that. Whoa, look at that. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll work with that later. Probably tone down the color a little bit here, create some variety. Just want everything to be super soft and spooky. You have some trees going up in the background here. Dropped flash. Yeah, I think that could be cool. I would have to rethink my lighting scheme a little bit. Let's do a quick I can create a new layer here. And let's just try that real quick. I got a brush for it actually. Layers on or dodge, something like that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Then we can add what else here? some reflections from that. The light. Of course, add a little silhouette here. Oh, that is kind of cool. And then, what we got here? It's going to be slightly illuminated. You could probably this music. Just darken everything else up a little bit. And maybe there could be just some light reflections here. Maybe little eyes. That's kind of spooky. Our flashlight light will be a bit warmer, I would say, so we can create some contrast. Let's actually take that. Where am I painting this? Am I just painting it on that layer there? Yeah, I guess this is no longer. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this idea. I'm gonna commit to it. Let's just change the color balance of this to make it a bit warmer. That's just our placeholder for time being. We can move it around if we need to. I kind of like the idea of it sort of facing the ground, like they don't want to look. I don't know. And then could probably, let's see, where is, let's take texture transfer brush and then just take some of this light, create some fogginess out of it. Pretty cool. Okay. Actually, I'm not so sure we needed all of that there. So let's, what else can we do? This character's a bit out of balance. Or maybe it's just the, it's just the feet down here. Let's bring in our soft round brush. Start fogging things up a little bit. Yes, commitment is the key. Of course, you know, having layers makes that a bit easier. Yeah, I want to see where this whole flashlight thing goes. So there's a lot of lighting things going on here. Let's just go ahead and merge these. Start painting in some more specific details with this guy. At least give him a strong silhouette. We want him to be kind of messed up looking, like he's I don't know if he's a zombie or what, but I'm gonna say zombie, or like some kind of undead entity. It's kind of like one weird arm. Probably use a little bit of this reflected light right here. Don't want to go too heavy with it, but enough to sort of sculpt out some of these features. think we ran out of music here. Shall we start from the top? Gesture drawing, yeah. Well, I mean, the point of gesture drawing isn't necessarily to create something that looks awesome. It's more about getting into the flow of things and sort of creating a basis for to build off of. But keep at it. It's a really great practice. Really will loosen up your figures. We might even do a little bit of that with this guy because he's sort of stiff. Although that might work for us because we want him to look tense. Yeah, I think he should have a little arm. Let's give him one little arm. Make him look kind of a little mangled. Just a little messed up. You don't want him to look too human, Not to say that. Well, we want him to give him sort of a creepy undead vibe here. Make it look everything down to his posture and bone structure here. His front leg is catching just a little bit of this light, probably more than the rest of his body. So that's going to have a slightly higher value. A bit more contrast here. Can probably introduce a little of that to some of these other areas where the light is sort of just barely reflecting off of. Want the brightest points to be the closest to us, since the light source is coming from our direction here. Just going to lose some of these edges a little bit too, just because that's fun. Maybe we can take our brightest. Let's try something here. I'm not sure if this will work. Our brightest highlight to sort of silhouette him. I'm not totally sure about that. I don't think we're gonna do that. So maybe we can use our... Well, maybe we should have our brightest highlight be the flashlight here. It's probably the safest bet. So we can keep everything else a bit darker. Let's think about some of these other characters here and what they're doing. Want them to look really kind of... Maybe we'll have one up here. Just a little hidden guy. I don't know. We have him hanging out everywhere. Just want to create the impression that we're totally surrounded here. Although, maybe these characters are a bit too distracting. I guess we'll see. We don't have to be too specific. Oh, Alan Wake. Yes. Isn't that the one? I feel like the flashlight is a big part of that one. I never played it myself, but it does sound familiar. I feel like you can do certain things with a flashlight there. I'm wondering if I should even be more specific with this face. I feel like it's already kind of creepy. But maybe... You know, what is it? There's another game. Another one I actually never played. It was a horror game where it had like this sanity meter. Where like the more like creepy stuff you saw in the game, the more your sanity meter would go down or up, and then weirder stuff would start to happen. Things would get blurry, and like all your vision would become distorted and that kind of thing. So I feel like we can almost get away with not, you know, like I said, not giving too much away here with the shape of everything, the specific details, and keep some of it kind of suggestive. this is looking so far with these details. Pop those eyes back in there again. Maybe a little glint off the teeth. Maybe that's overkill. Shine at the shadow. Okay, yeah. Shadow monsters. Yeah, maybe that's what we're working with here. Shadow monsters. How can we make this guy creepier? Let's give him some... And we can give him a little red. Or something. I don't know. Maybe. Keep it in there for now. Of course, I did this on a new layer, so we can always revert back if needed. I'm comparing the two right now. I think I'm noticing that the eyes were a lot more of a factor, so we can dial that up a bit more. Maybe do a couple of them over here. Over here? I don't know. Stop flipping this canvas. I'm gonna ruin its potential. And give him a couple sort of skull-like things here. All right. Excuse me. All right, let's do one thing here. Let's bring out our soft brush again. Just want to kind of fog this up a bit again. Probably merge this down. I don't know if this face is really doing it for me. Let's try something real quick. Let's just go like I don't know. That's actually kind of cool. Just some very select highlights in here. I don't think he needs ears. I think real monsters don't have ears. That's my take. Alright, let's probably go back to this character here and give him a bit more solidity. Hey. Alright. Maybe they have a red shirt or something. I think that would make a nice contrast here. Not that red though. guess they have, this is a hoodie. It's just going to simplify things for us. Make sure we get these glutes looking good. If we're going to be attacked by a giant monster, we want our glutes looking the best they can possibly be. That's my rule of thumb. Always. Maybe, I don't know, should it be raining? We could make some rain. That could be interesting. Let's, real quick, just blot out some of this stuff that's going on back here. Just so we have a clear layer. You can get rid of this. Can be doing that. I guess the reason that came up for me is they look very cold, and I feel like that just adds to the vulnerability element we're trying to establish here. Yeah, all right. We can incorporate some rain. Would they care if you scream? Not if they don't have ears. Exactly. You have put in words what I could not. That's why you're the writer, and I am the humble painter. I just jumped over here because I saw something that I wanted to change in terms of values. This guy's values aren't quite doing it. Something about when I look up at the navigator, something looks weird with this dude, so I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I guess we'll figure it out at some point. Maybe it's this leg. This leg used to be darker. What's happening here? Why isn't my brush working? Oh, did I put something on another layer here? Yeah, of course I did. Oh well, we're not going to worry about that. We'll probably just merge all this in a second anyway. Have some reflectiveness on the top of the jacket here. Since it's going to be raining, I guess. And then, yeah, we'll want to bring in some nice highlights. Probably even more than that around the edge of this here, where the flashlight is illuminating things. Oh yeah, that looks great. Really nice. Don't want it everywhere, but just at those key junctures. Let's tighten up this silhouette a bit too. Make it really look like there's a flashlight here. How does one hold a flashlight? Something like this, I guess. You don't need to get too crazy with the details there. We just put in just enough to show what's going on here. Flashlight itself, I wouldn't call a focal point. More of a scene element or something like that. Definitely, I think Death Grip in this case. But maybe about to drop it. Make sure we get all these fabric folds in the right place. It's very important. It's not that important, but it's fun. It can be. We can move this guy around if we want. Oh, man. Back to the glutes. Probably the most important element here. Probably brighten up this. Oh, we can create some fabric folds here around the knee joint. That's probably a good idea. Same over here. And then let's bring out these highlights even more. Just bump up the levels. And everything else down here is sort of not that important, I would say. We can maybe get a bit more detailed with this fist, which is clenched. Honestly, that shape is pretty much all we need there. Sort of the clenched fist shape. What else? What else can we do here? Let's go back to this background. And did I end up... Yeah, I ended up blending that in. Let's come back to our rough comb. Just give this a little bit of ooh, I like the way that color's looking here. There's going to be some shadows cast between his legs as well. And then, yeah, just some of these reflections from the flashlight. I wonder if a trucker hat, yeah. I don't know, should he have more accessories here? I guess not. I mean, I want to give the impression that he's just, you know, alone in the woods, unprepared for what has turned out to be a paranormal experience. I don't know what the right word is. Definitely not ordinary. I think I'm wondering how much of this foggy stuff that I put in there I'm going to keep. Whatever. We'll keep it there. But over here, let's sort of create some more suggestive stuff. Or like there are some more figures back here. Or something, we don't know. I'm just going to put in some sort of random-ish shapes. Have another tree here that's kind of bendy because of the perspective. Put in another one, perhaps over here, or another one back here. some branches. Some random leaves, stuff like that. Just sort of blurring it out a bit too, because we want our focus to be really intensely located around that main area. So everything else we can just sort of get real blendy about it, which I love to do, as you probably know by now. Get real blendy. Let's blend all this blendiness, but in a fun way, using the remixer brush. Once again, part of the ESA brush pack there. I almost want to reinforce this. Oh, we were gonna make it rain, weren't we? Whoa. I don't know, I'm just experimenting with some things here. Let's check our values real quick. Something is not looking quite right to me. I think maybe this guy is a bit dark. I think that's what I'm seeing. Also, I'm not sure about the little other people around him. I think, well, we'll see about that. But let's get our soft brush here. Brush, please. Thank you. So first of all, let's just foggy. Oh my god. Went to itch my ear. I forgot the microphone is on this side of me now. I switched up my my desk arrangement, so I'm not used to that. But it probably won't be the last time that happens. Let's just select some stuff out. Do some foggies. We can do that here too. Yeah, we can get rid of this dude. Not feeling it. what's going on down here? I feel like... Thinking maybe the flashlight color should be warmer, perhaps. Well, we can make a new one if we want. That's the way it is without that layer. In fact, let's just go in and muck some of this up so it doesn't look all sketchy. Maybe try to restore some of this texture over here. Yeah, let's try making a new light beam here. Put this layer on linear dodge and light beam. Could paint it out by hand too, of course, but where's the fun in that? Oh yeah, set the layer to linear dodge as well. Blue, ooh, interesting. No, but all right. What's this? Maybe a bit warmer than it was. Something like that. Just make it face the right direction here. Maybe not so yellow. Probably getting to the point where I'm going to want to wrap this up fairly soon. What else do we have to do here? I'm just going to detail out this tree a little bit. Where? There it is. Or maybe, I tree might be a little distracting. Or it's helping us get over to our focal point there. Hard to say. Let's just say it is. Just work this out a little bit. Create some little grassy things in here. Maybe some of the flashlight light is hitting some of the grass over here, warming it up. And maybe we can have where's this? This is the flashlight layer. Okay. Might be time to just blend this all together. I'll probably reduce the coloration there just a little bit. And that green's probably a bit strong. But let's just merge all these together. And we can go back here. Give him some nice knee detail. Everyone needs some good knee detail. Probably gonna save this in case I accidentally, I don't know, do something. What is this, 19? And then add in some little bits of highlight here. Flashlight is just catching the edge of these various shapes. Nice little outline from the moonlight. Let's get those eyes nice and creepy. Some nice reflections here on just the suggestions of teeth. We'll just leave this side blank. Try not to zoom in anymore. Although, I'm having a lot of fun with this face. It's very creepy. We have a nice highlight here on his bald spot. And ooh, that was kind of cool. Sort of an accident there, but maybe we can use that. Sort of highlight his jawline there. And what else? Right, there was some talk of rain, I believe. First, I think we don't need this highlight here. keep getting distracted. Just, oh yeah, what we can do to create that rain effect. We can just sort of do something like this, just to get the ball rolling. I guess it'll be coming from the top right. And let's try that. How about trails? There we go. Some spattery things. It's actually, we can create a linear dodge layer here. Just start spattering in some stuff. Of course, with this on linear dodge. That. Let's turn off the taper on this brush. Let's try something else here. There, it's a little more textured. Use some of that. Where the rain is. Hey, I just realized his leg looks kind of messed up. It's okay. Let's create some splashy things here. Thing on the road. A bit too bright, but you get the idea. Probably going to take all this and just blend it up a bit. doesn't need to be all solid. And what was the other thing? Checking values. Those look good. What's I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was probably just gonna tone this stuff down a bit. Wherever it's a bit too present. And yeah. That's pretty cool. I almost feel like this whole part of the canvas over here is kind of useless. So we're just gonna trim that off. And I like these little swirly twirly things that are happening up there. So let's go to our thin wet brush and not on the linear dodge layer. Just create some more swirly twirlies. So those are really fun. Here and on the road, perhaps maybe some of that over here as well. Kind of made a tangent there with that one. Let's try that again. Oops. Pretty sweet. Whoa. That's not what I requested. I don't know why this mixer is loading up with these weird random colors here. Well, I don't know, just about do it. First though, it never ends really. All right, I think I'm the only one left here. I've gone way over my 2-hour mark. Oh, Jose is still here. Sticking with me to the bitter end, huh? I probably shouldn't have totally blurred out his foot here, to be honest. See if we can reclaim that. Oh yeah, we can get some nice reflected light too. Inside of his leg here. It's just one last detail here that I want to get right. But of course, it's never that simple. I think I forgot what his feet were supposed to look like. I think they got elevated too. Let's just merge these two together so I can paint over this. There we go. That's kind of more like it. Maybe have a little highlight on the shoe. Just one of them, though. All right, I gotta stop working on this. Pretty cool, though. Yeah, except one more thing here. Just smudge that out. It's looking a bit too conspicuous. Super. All right, well, zoom in here so we can see our final product. I just made a mark on that arm there. There we go. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me here on this Halloween live stream. Thank you to Jose. I think you might be the only one left here. It was a long one, but thanks for sticking with me through it. If you have any requests or anything for future live streams, anything like that, or videos, please feel free to leave a comment, let me know, and we'll try to make that happen. So happy Halloween to all of you, and take care.